And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the most important NYCFC talk show. That's right. It's time for the Dudes in Blue, episode number 168. Thank you so much for joining us. Different night, same dudes, same team. We're ready to go. I'm your host, Joe Amato, and alongside me, as always,
Antonino. Dude, what's going on?
not much, man. Weird being on a Tuesday. It feels like it's a Monday, but it's not. So this is going to be strange.
Yes, just a little different.
I was definitely not. I always, the Monday holidays always throw me off because I always feel like, and then I realize that we got a show to do, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't really want to do a show because it's Monday, it's Labor Day, probably nobody's going to be around. I don't want to do it. And then today, I'm like, all right, it's Tuesday. I'm going to go play soccer tonight. And then I realized, wait.
Nope. Can't do that.
Nope. But nevertheless, we are here, and let us know if you are as well. If you're joining on the Facebook feed, thanks so much for spending time with us. We're going to open up the phone lines very quick because we want to get to a lot of calls tonight if we can. Give us the follow. We're Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dudes in Blue. That is how to get a hold of us. I'm going to open up the phone lines shortly, so stay tuned for that. Drop a comment. Thanks so much for listening to us on the pod. If you're spending time with us on there, we got it's like a lot of NYCFC stuff to cover in this episode, but like no like one particular topic, which is good, I think, right, dude? Like there's a lot going on this week.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of different things happening, but again, all talking points. And I get to listen. Nothing's really uber negative like it usually is. There's always like usually that one thing that sticks out, like oh, this is really bad. You know, this wasn't great. This was good. This is really like, you know what? It is what it is. We're on a little bit of a roll here, and listen, it's gonna be a good show.
I think so. So here's what we'll do. We'll do a quick roll call, and then I got a little bit of like a special kind of announcement here, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. Open up the phone lines and start talking some stuff. How's that sound?
I like meat and potatoes.
All right, fantastic. Uncle Dom's the first comment checking in saying, "What's up, dudes?" Felix from the Bronx. David watching from Eastern PA. Anthony Buckley, what is going on? Roddy Russell checking in, but
Roddy, all right.
He's going to class in Korea. But thanks for checking in.
You hit us up when you got no class.
Ronald checking in, saying he's got his blue cards in the mail. Anthony, Merced is popping in. What's going on? Chris Martinez saying, what's up? Thank you guys for spending time with us. And before we jump into it again, I'm sorry, I know I keep teasing and bringing it back. But got a message today on the old Twitter direct message from Anthony De La Garza. And he asked us to do this, and I would happily oblige. Dude, we got to wish a very happy birthday to our friend and loyal listener, Amanda from Michigan, who goes to all the NYCFC games, no matter where they are in the country. Despite them losing most of the time she goes. Happy birthday. I don't know if you're in here on the broadcast, but that, love Amanda.
A happy birthday. Absolutely. One of our, if she doesn't have it, she should have one of those top fan marks.
That's right.
Near her name for
I think she does.
For our listeners. She should. And loves rocking the shoes. She loves the shoes, which is fantastic.
There you go. She's like the perfect dudette in blue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope you enjoy the day. Andres, one more shout out here. Los Caballeros en Azul. Andres checking in as always. All right, dude. Let's do it. Should we where do we want to begin? Because I want to open up the phone lines and take a call, but where the heck do we want to begin with this? Because we should probably start with the Vancouver game, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. So, dude, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, and if we'll see what happens. I think we're gonna just kind of wing it because the game was far away. It's a different night. Let's just have some fun with it.
Let's do it.
646-535-7982. I'm going to try to get to as many calls as we can. So if you want to jump in, we'll keep it as brief as we can, but we want to get to as many calls as we can. So 646-535-7982. And if you've got NYCFC friends in your Facebook feed, share this broadcast right now. Dude, big win for NYCFC. 4 in a row on the road in Vancouver.
Yeah, they handled their business. I think that was an expected result. I would think. You're playing a team at the bottom of the Western Conference. You got to go in there and you got to, you got to put your game together, and that's what they did. I don't feel like at any point in time the game really got away from them, as it may have done with other games in recent past. But I think they handled it. Yeah, I think it looked. They looked very sharp. They looked solid. They had plenty of chances. Buried 3 goals, which was awesome. And yeah, it's always tough to do that West Coast travel when you're going all the way out there.
Picking up the result, especially.
Yeah, and on turf, which is always a difficult task and a draining task at that.
We got a call on the line, dude. Who are we talking to? First caller.
You were talking to Anthony Merced. How are you guys doing?
Hey! Dudes in Blue writer extraordinaire. Merced, what's poppin'?
Oh, man. This is probably the most interesting week that NYCFC has had in a long time because they're both things to be happy and worried about.
Yes, indeed. So what are you happy about? Let's start there.
What am I happy about? So, okay, the positives are this team has probably never been better this late in the season, and it's the first time that you can actually look at them and say they could potentially be an MLS Cup contender, and I think we all agree about that at this point.
100%.
Yep.
Now, where it gets worrisome is we've got the international break. Literally the entire defense, including Sean Johnson, is not going to be available. And do we trust so really there's 2 things here. What do we feel about the fact that MLS continues to play through international breaks? And 2, should the rosters really be expanded during this time to make up for the fact that literally NYCFC is losing almost the entire defense?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the international breaks, dude. I don't know about you, but I mean, I like the international breaks, but not MLS scheduling games during it. I think teams are getting depleted. There's a lot of call-ups, especially now that the league is getting better and better and better. Better and better players, more and more players are getting called up. This is going to happen. Teams are going to be drained.
Yeah, I think it's a different, especially now with us. This time of the year for a lot of teams in this league, it's crunch time. It's time to get your team over the line. It's time to get yourself in playoff position and go forward with a solid squad. And I think it's very difficult to take it seriously when you could possibly play 2 or 3 matches, heavily depleted of 5 or 6 players at a time. It's not just us. It could happen to a lot of different teams. I think if it was more for a serious competition, I would maybe have a little bit more, positive feeling towards it. But when it's for friendlies, I mean, I get you have to play those games, but they really need to work together and figure out how to schedule these games at off times when there's nothing else going on, because it's really it could really, listen, especially with us where a game or 2 win and you're somebody near you in the table with two a loss or 2. You can end up jumping 3-4 places at a time, depending on how many points you have. So it's for me. I don't love it. I understand it, but I would have to hope that some of these coaches, like Berhalter has mentioned, that he might send some of these guys back early, so they could be with their respective clubs. Because the clubs need these guys more than the national team does right now.
And let's be fair about something as well. Like, we're going into a week where NYCFC is playing 3 games in 7 days. Sean Johnson in particular, is he really going to get minutes? So what's the point of a third-string goalie kind of going in when he is so needed on the first team? It really kind of boggles my mind why he even gets called up anyway when Zach Steffen and oh God, why am I blanking on his name now? Atlanta goalkeeper. Brad Guzan is getting
Dr. Evil.
Are going to be ahead of him.
Yeah. I think for me, I think there's rumblings of Johnson going for the first game, and I think coming back after that. More than likely not going to play, which is good for us because then you don't need that rest time in between. He'll keep up his fitness and training, but he'll be able to come back fresh. So hopefully with him, it's a short it's a short window. And I also know that I was at training this morning, and Maxime Chanot is actually still here. He informed Luxembourg that he is not playing their first game. He will join the team later on and play the second game. So maybe not as bad as we hoped, but still, when you're missing starting guys, it really could put a damper on things.
Let me give the quick rundown of the players that are called up for NYCFC. Alex Collins for Peru, Maxime Chanot for Luxembourg, but like you mentioned, he will be available for Saturday's match against New England at Yankee Stadium. Justin Haak, his first call up to the U.S. under-20s. Sean Johnson, obviously, to the men's national team, senior team. Matarrita for Costa Rica. And Tony Rocha getting called up for the first time for Belize, who up until 3 days ago didn't have a national team. We didn't know they did. So that's it. So really for this weekend, we're looking at Collins being out, Sean Johnson and Matarrita and Tony Rocha. So definitely hurtful. Pretty much like you said, Merced, our entire defense is pretty much out.
Yeah, and I think probably what the audience wants to hear more of, dude, since you were at the at training today. What's the update on Eber? Last thing we heard is Domitron thinking that maybe he might be out for a month, but wasn't too sure. What did you hear?
So this morning, just through observation, because we weren't really allowed to ask too many questions, it was more of a fan thing. But Eber came out and did warm-ups with the team early on, did a couple of drills real quick, and then went inside and did work in the gym. So again, I'm not too sure what it looks like. I mean, if he's going out and warming up, I'm assuming that he's in somewhat okay shape. I don't know how many games or how much time he's going to need, but it's always a positive sign when you're out on the pitch and you're running around and you're warming up. For other players that we might be concerned with, Izzy had a full training, which is awesome to see him. He looked really good, really sharp, and really ready to get back out there, as did Joe Scally. Joe Scally actually had a full training session, so it's nice to see him make progress. I don't know when you'll see him. I don't know how high his match fitness is at this point in time through the training, but I do know that Izzy looks like he's been progressing more and more as of late. So hopefully he'll be a nice addition coming back into the lineup, but it doesn't make up for the fact that you're losing all these defenders.
We're on with Anthony Merced, Dudes in Blue writer extraordinaire. Make sure to check out his most recent article, just published actually today, featuring Dome's quotes after the Vancouver match, talking a little bit about Eber as well, but that, things might have changed since then, but definitely go check it out. Dudesinblue.com. He's always got some fresh stuff there. Merced, what was the most positive thing you came away with after the Vancouver match, or from the Vancouver match, before we let you jump?
Oh, the fact that they were able to respond to a bit of a shaky start. This team has a really big problem early in the game when it comes to passing the ball, and they tend to, when pressured, turn everything into giving up long ball passes into the middle of the field. They were able to get through that in this game after some early pressure. We saw that from Reyna, kind of the Vancouver Reyna, kind of really going in there and causing some trouble. But they were able to get through that. They were able to get goals. They were able to get ugly goals. And those are the kinds of things that you really want to see from them later in the year. It's the kind of thing that really makes you show that they're a good team, when you can win when you're not at your best and you can win on the road. It's a thing that this team will probably have to do at least once in the playoffs this year if they finish at some point, because I have no doubt that at some point they're going to have to go to Atlanta, because I don't think Philly is going to be the first team when all is said and done. So that is definitely the best thing that I can take away from this.
Nice, man. It's crunch time. Dude, you got to call in more often, man.
Well, I will. It's hard on Monday nights, man. I'm watching Monday Night Raw, and things are...
Well, thanks for calling in, man. Really appreciate it. And we'll definitely catch you next time. Make sure to follow Anthony Merced at NYC Sports World on Twitter, and check out all of his good stuff at dudesinblue.com. Dude, you are the best.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work.
I'll see you later.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
That's a first for Merced, right? Keep the calls coming in.
Yeah.
646-535-7982. We can take another one. Let's focus this next call, if we can, on the Vancouver match, because there's some tidbits and things, and a lot of stuff happened in this game. A lot of tidbits.
Some giggly bits.
And we got a call coming in as we speak. Let's jump in on it. Hey, you're on with the Dudes in Blue. Who are we talking to?
Christian from Jersey, guys. How's it been? It's been a while.
Christian, what's up, buddy?
Nothing, just been swamped with work. By the way, I got to shout you guys on Twitter, so remind me, because I promised you guys.
There you go.
Will do.
Dude, what'd you think of the Vancouver match?
I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. Getting that early goal from Abear was pretty good. Abear pulling up 6 minutes later was not, and I'm very, very worried about that, especially as we enter the back stretch. And I don't remember where I heard it. It could keep him out for up to a month, I saw on Twitter, was one of the things. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It got a bit sketchy in the middle, where when we conceded the goal, but we were able to recompose ourselves. Mitri had that banger of a free kick, and then we went right back. We kind of fell back into control, and it's good to see that when this team deals with diversity now, they have the tools and the personnel and the tactics to overcome those obstacles.
There's 2 shouts that I want to give here, and I want to know your thoughts on them, Christian. One shout for Matriza, having one of the best games that we've seen from him in an NYCFC jersey, and the second one for Tony Rocha for an awesome performance alongside Keaton Parks in the midfield on the road. What do you think?
Rocha has completely surprised me. I thought he was absolutely useless when the season first started.
Yep.
But he has since emerged as a very, very good, kind of like Swiss Army knife in the midfield where, I don't think he's going to be starting games anytime soon, especially over some of the guys that we got. But he's absolutely a guy that you can call upon in a pinch and do the work for you. And Mitri, he's starting to come into his own as well. I feel like he's starting to feel it now, especially I saw it a lot in the Red Bull game with that pass to Maxi. And ever since then, it feels like he just seems like it's night and day between how he's playing now versus how he was playing earlier in the season. And we need him to play like that if he's going to be on a DP contract. And it was nice to see him just bang one of those free kicks, and it was awesome.
Dude, that first goal, the goal that Abear scored, with phenomenal finish, by the way. It looked like outside of the right foot, fantastic finish. The pass from Matriza, a simple assist in many ways, but one that I think earlier in the season he probably doesn't make. I think, to Christian's point, I think he's kind of coming into his own and finding his groove. And I think that goal was was obviously a really good starting point, I think, for this match for him.
Yeah. It's good in a way because I think he's coming to realize that he doesn't have to be the man. He has to be part of the team, part of the trio up front that's going to be able to interchange goals and assists and make good runs off the ball and hold up play and allow other players to get in position, like he can. He can hold the ball up. He does lose it a fair amount, which is an issue, but I think his decision-making is getting much better. I think he's getting more accurate with his free kicks like we've seen, because at the beginning of the season, he was skying everything 30 yards over the net. But I think this is one of his better games, and I think if he gives you this type of game more often than not, I think he's going to be a very vital player coming down the stretch.
What do you think, Christian?
I agree. To Antonino's point, it's not about being the man; it's being a man in a system. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and if NYCFC is to compete with teams like LAFC and the Philadelphia Union and Atlanta and so on and so forth, they need everybody to be on the same page. And the fact that we're seeing Mitri start to pass the ball more, like when he's in trouble or, when he sees somebody in on a run, like Abear, just this past game for the first goal, that's a pass that I don't see him making a few months ago. That's a pass that he's like, okay, I'm going to cut inside and then I'm going to, try to bomb one at the keeper. If this team is to work and this team is to, make an actual run for silverware this season, like they should have done the past 2 seasons or so, we need him to do that. That's the stuff that we need.
Yeah, Rajendra on Facebook says he's actually passing more and less stupid shots into the shins of defenders. That's what we want, and that's like we said, that pass he might not have made a couple of months ago. So this is a lot of positives coming out of this game. Especially, listen, winning 4 games in a row doesn't hurt either. You know what I mean? And you still got 2 games in hand on Philly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yep.
a lot of ground to make up, but very positive. Christian, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, buddy.
It's always a pleasure to be on. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. We'll catch you next time.
Got it, buddy.
Yep.
Always a good call from Christian. Now, I just have to say, dude, Felix from the Bronx tried calling in. So I promised him that we'd get him next. So, Felix, if you're still on the broadcast, ring it in, buddy. We're ready for you. 646-535-7982. And after Felix, we'll definitely get to more calls if you guys are ready to talk about this. Dude, yeah, I was very impressed with Matriza. I was also very impressed with Tony Rocha. Maxi just doing what Maxi does. That pass, Andre says Gary Tree names would a goal for us as well, if not for that beautiful pass.
That was a very Lampardian goal. Like, when Lampard was scoring off of every body part besides his foot.
That's fine.
When he came on the scene, this was like just you fell into a goal. And listen, sometimes that's all it takes to break the dam. He's a good player. Makes good runs, has quality, able to get by guys, which is nice.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more of that from him.
I'm hoping. We got on the phone here, asking you shall receive. Felix from the Bronx. Felix, are you with me?
You're.
There he is. What's up, buddy?
I had to get that out. I've been waiting. Something we haven't had a home game, in a week and a half. So I got to get that year out of me. So
I think whether we're home or away, it doesn't matter. You started off every time like that.
I have a question, Felix. Do you answer the phone at work that way?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? No, I would lose my job in 2.5 seconds flat.
I dare tell them. Listen, you're a man of the people, and you know how to respond to your people you interact with. You gotta
here's the thing, Antonino. Here's the thing, bro. Check this out. From 9:30 to 5:30, I gotta be that cool, calm, collected Felix. You understand what I mean? Why do you think I'm such an animal at the stadium? Let's put 2 and 2 together here. If I gotta be professional, hi, my name is Felix. You see, you weren't expecting that, okay? Of course, I'm going to be an animal at the stadium. I got to get it out of me, man. That's a lot of stress built up right there, man. You know what I mean?
He's like Bob Saget from Full House.
Yeah, I am the man of the people. Let's not forget that. I definitely am a man of the people. But how better to be a man of the people than serving the people? You know what I mean?
There you go. Well, listen. What do you have to say to the people of the Dudes in Blue Nation about this wonderful team we call NYCFC?
Well, listen, guys. I'm really happy about our win on Saturday. I think Antonino, had texted you on Saturday night and said this is the expected outcome. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the expected outcome, we got to get the 3 points. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I'm really happy about the fact that we have essentially leapfrogged in a matter of 2 weeks, have leapfrogged into second place, still games in hand. And hey, the games in hand are only good if we win them, right? But we've been winning them. So I really feel that we are definitely in the place where we need to be right now. We're 1 point off of Philly for the first place, games in hand. We are looking good. We're losing a couple guys to international duty, but hey, time for the other guys to start showing up and when the name is called, hey, get in there, show what you can do. You understand? So I think that we're in a great position right now to really take possession of first place and just, run away with it, man. I really do think that.
Let me ask you a question, Felix. So we got 6 games coming up in September, and 2 of these weeks are 3 games in 7 or 8 days. And I want to know from you, from this first batch that we have coming up starting on Saturday, then Wednesday, then Saturday, with the 6 players out on international duty, who are we going to miss the most?
Wow, that is a good question. Who are we going to miss the most? The thing is, okay, we got Jono in the back. We're definitely going to miss him. Shouts to my boy Brad Stuvier. He does. Yeah, Stoyer, right? He does an excellent job when he's between the pipes. Who are we going to miss the most, man? I personally think we're going to miss our entire back line the most. I don't know if we don't have one guy, but I really feel like our entire back line, our starting back line, we're going to miss him. But hey, like I said, opportunity for guys to step up and show what they can do, right? That's what it's all about. Domi's talking about he's not going to rotate.
Who do we
yeah,
have?
Exactly. I mean, listen, Antonino, I think we could get a contract, bro. Let's try to get in there and play some defense in the next couple games, man. Let's do it.
Listen, if you put me in there, you might as well have nobody there.
We'll be the replacements.
That's it.
Exactly. But I think at the end of the day, I think tactics and depth are really going to play a big role. I mean, yeah, you're right. We don't have a lot of depth in our defenses in our defensive third, but at the end of the day, it's about figuring it out. Who's going to do what?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. But like you said, 2 games in hand. We gotta win them. Gotta get those points, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think for me, not necessarily the biggest loss is going to be on international duty. It's potentially going to be Hebert. But if Tati can play the way Tati's been playing, and Matriza can connect with him the way that the way Hebert's been linking up with everybody, I think they'll still be lethal. I mean, remember, Hebert went out in the 14th minute, 15th minute, and we still were able to put 2 more goals in on Vancouver without him. So that's kind of.
Hey, listen, Gary Trinames did his thing this weekend, so you got to go on his birthday. So definitely that's another thing. Hey, let's see who's gonna step up.
Yeah, dude, isn't it amazing how Gary Trinames is actually taken on?
I didn't think it was going to as much as it did, but I've constantly got, anytime he steps on the field, I got 3 or 4 people messaging me or leaving stuff. It's Gary Trinames. Gary Trinames is fantastic, and I think I may have to put that on the back of a jersey.
Especially if he sticks next season, huh? That's it. You're gonna have to get that done.
That's it.
Felix, it's always a pleasure to have you on, buddy. You're still batting 1,000, my friend.
Hey, listen, you know what it is? I got to step up to the plate each and every time I get a hit. You know what I mean? Or in the context of football, got to step up to the penalty spot and score 100%. There you go.
That's
there
it.
You go, man.
He's the Joe DiMaggio of Dudes in Blue Nation.
I like it.
Oh man, it's an honor, man. And you wanted to coincidentally, I did wear 5 during my playing day. So
there you go. See,
there you go. Felix, before I let you jump, buddy, who's your dude of the week?
Dude of the week. You know something? I got to give it up to my man Mitrica. He did his thing. Golazo, beautiful. This thing was, in other words, exquisite free kick, man. I mean, that's all I can say about it. It was exquisite. I think Matriza definitely gets my vote for dude of the week.
I like it. Felix, always a pleasure, buddy.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. You know what it is. Much love to my nation. Much love to the third rail, all the supporter clubs out there. Much love to you guys, the Dudes in Blue Nation. You know what it is. Take care, gentlemen.
All right, man.
Peace.
Take care. Peace.
Felix from the Bronx. All right, we're talking dude of the week. 646-535-7982. Dude, this is awesome.
Listen, I promised 2 of my close friends that I would throw their hat in the ring for dude of the week this week.
You gotta hurry before another call comes in because I feel like I keep cutting you off.
Listen, I gotta say to our friends over at the Cooligans, congrats to you guys on getting your own show on Fubo TV. I mean, if you know anything about these guys, they literally started right around the same time we did. It's actually funny. Their birthdays are one day apart, as our birthdays are one day apart, which is really weird.
Yes.
But again, it's always nice to see people putting in the work and getting recognition, and well deserved on them. So, congrats to you guys. Shouts to Christian and Alexis, and we look forward to watching you on there.
Are they your dude of the week shout?
I'm gonna throw them in there as an option, but my second choice is Alexandru Matriza. But I will say this. He's not going to get away with this. He won't get away with this performance getting him a dude of the match moving forward. I think this is the standard he needs to kind of have set.
Yep.
And I think if he's going to get it again, he's going to have to really do something extraordinary. I think this is what was expected, and he was kind of underperforming at first. So now I think this is kind of what you need to see from this guy moving forward.
Well, like you said, dude of the week is about somebody who is at their standard and then does above what their standard actually is. And Matriza, at least in my opinion, has kind of underwhelmed and has not risen to the bar that has been set for him by many, us included, but by many. This was a match that set him above the standard that we're normally accustomed to for him. But like you said, I agree. I think going forward, if this is the standard to be expected from him, it's going to be very difficult for him to top this. I would love for him to be playing at this level, because if he's playing at this level, he's assisting and scoring goals, which is what we need. But it's going to be difficult for him. He's got a target on his back with that DP slot. You got to produce. That's why Maxey doesn't get it as frequently as he probably could, because he just does what he does.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know what the dude of the here? My best analogy to sum up the dude of the week is, it's like a regular French fries. You order Burger King, you get your French fries, but then 1 week you go in there and they sneak in an onion ring into your French fries. That's above and beyond. That's like you weren't expecting it. This is like, holy cow, it's amazing. I got ordered French fries, but I still got one onion ring. That's exactly what it's like. So if your guy is like French fries with a surprise onion ring, that's the dude of the week.
Wow.
I'm starving.
That was exquisite.
I'm starving, man.
Exquisite.
We started this new diet. It's like keto. I'm ready to eat the freaking paint off the walls.
Keto? I want to eat some Cheetos. Never mind keto. Like, bring me that Cheeto diet. Never mind
the
those.
Cheeto diet. That's right.
Unreal. So, but speaking of that, if you get that onion ring, what do you dip it in?
Listen, you could do a lot of things. I mean, you could dip it in ketchup. You could slide with me. You could slide it onto the burger.
Oh, I'd slide that right onto the double cheeseburger.
Right on there. See, you and me. This is why we all. That was always the fun. That was always the best part about it. You always knew they were going to throw one in there for you, because they were like, you know what? I'm going to give you the onion ring in hopes that you're going to eat your meal, and then on the way out, yeah, you kind of want the rest of the onion rings.
Before we get too deep into food talk, David on Facebook said that you could argue Rocha with that analysis. I guess you could. Rocha was the onion ring this week. Jesus, man. Tony Rocha is the onion ring of the week. I think we have to rename the award. Dude of the week is too boring. The onion ring is amazing. What happens when Ring wins it?
This is the onion ring.
It's the onion ring. Unbelievable. But I understand that. Tony Rocha, again, had a great game. Did directly contribute to the first goal, but that wasn't the one that really kind of sealed the deal for the match. Got things going, which was great. I think watching Mitrita score that absolute banger from a dead ball situation was absolutely fantastic, and something that we've come to expect but haven't received, and received it on an occasion where I didn't think he was going to, with how far out he was on that free kick. So still, for me, I kind of got to give it to Mitrita. But again, it's gonna be hard for him to get it again. I mean, it's gonna be difficult. And David says that we didn't expect Rocha to get a national team call up either. I agree.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, how many people are on this team?
Name me another Belize. Name me another Belizean player.
I won't believe you.
And don't Google it, David. But anyway, and yeah, Jay DeCastro on Facebook says that call up came out of nowhere. I mean, again, but he's been performing. I think it was like Christian said. He was one that was it Christian or Anthony? I can't remember at this point. It was like 5 minutes ago, and I don't remember what he said. One of them said that we weren't expecting it. He was not the player that we expected to play like this. So for a guy that you can call up and you can call upon and get that kind of performance out of, I think it's great. I still got to give it to Mitrita though.
Yeah. I think so, too.
I still got to give it to Mitrita. We got time for another call. 646-535-7982. Andres on Facebook says it's unbelievable. Oh, my God. I almost took my contact out on that one. Yes.
Tony Rocha's favorite song is from Journey, Don't Stop Believin'.
This is... Are we even having a show?
Listen, this is what happens when our show is too far away from the last game, and then you'll get shows like this, and you'll get shows where we can't get 3 games in an hour because there's 3 games that went on in the last friggin' 6 days. So
unbelievable. You know who I want to hear from if he's still on the broadcast? I want to hear from Lalo. because I want to know what he's been putting in their food to make these guys play like this. If Lalo's in the broadcast, give us a call, 646-535-7982. Anybody, if you want to chat with us. But again, it's going to be this is going to be an interesting game against the Revs at home on Saturday. I'm a little bit concerned with our lack of players. But again, it's at home. We're on a roll. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, there
Again,
for me
New
is the big
England-
one.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest question mark. I think you can sustain position-wise in the standings for a little bit here, but I think if you're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, he's got to be available and he's got to be firing on all cylinders. And listen, let's not sleep on New England. They've been playing very well since Bruce Arena took over, and they always give us trouble. Always give us trouble,
Especially at home for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just they're a sneaky. They're a sneaky club. Betty
sneaky, sir. Oh my God. John Levin on Facebook. John, I haven't seen John in a while. What's up, buddy? He said, did you guys mention Chanot is hanging back for this match? Yes, we did. So that's
yes, we did.
At least one silver lining out of all of the absences that are to be had for NYCFC. 646-535-7982. Is there anything else on your mind, dude, soccer-wise? Because, there's a lot always on my mind because I watch way more than I probably should as we take this call. Actually, let's grab this call and see who we got here. Hey, what's going on? You're on with the Dudes in Blue. Who is this?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lalo.
Lalo!
Hey, all right.
He answered the
John,
call.
it worked.
Yeah, Felix put me on the spot right there saying I need to step up, so.
When Felix from the Bronx says you got to step up, you got to step up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to tell you, Lalo, I'm friends with you on Facebook, and I see all this delicious food you're making for our beloved team, and I'm like, wow, these guys eat good.
Yeah, some of them they can be picky eaters at times, but for the most part, everybody likes everything.
Can you tell us the pickiest eater? You don't have to say what they're picky about, but can you tell us who's the pickiest?
The pickiest, I want to say Maxie.
Really?
Maxie can be a picky eater sometimes. Ever doesn't like. A lot of them don't like spicy food.
Wait,
like if they get...
wait. Hold on, dude. Did you hear what I just heard?
He said they don't like spicy food.
Yeah, some of them.
Wow.
Nah, they don't like. They like it, but not too much. Like if they see like that, sometimes they're like, like it's an open kitchen where. Like inside the facility, so like it's like we interact a lot with each other. So if they're like just walking by and they see us like seasoning the chicken with like chipotle, they're like, oh, is this gonna be spicy later? Or if they read like the menu sign and they see like chipotle or like cayenne pepper or like anything like spicy, they'll just be like, oh, is this spicy? Is this spicy? But like, no, just try it. Like, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's like sometimes they're like little kids.
That's hilarious. Lalo, for the people that don't know what the hell we're talking about, can you please tell the Dudes in Blue Nation what you do for NYCFC?
So I'm one of the chefs over at the training facility that cooks for the team every day. It's the head chef and me that are always cooking for the team.
There you go. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Thanks, guys.
Lalo came up big for this. Thanks, Lalo. We'll talk to you next time, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
His stuff legitimately. There are very few things that I could like see. Listen, there's always food always on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. You're scrolling and you go through that. You're in that wormhole, and all of a sudden you've gone through 4,000 recipes. But his stuff legitimately looks delicious. And I feel like it's real because I know him and I know that he's cooked it. I know it's not like fake production, like using Elmer's glue as milk and cereal and stuff like that. His food is really, really appetizing, and it's always a little like out of the box, which is nice. But these guys, I mean, they've really got it made. Today I think they had breakfast and lunch at the facility. So I mean, when you're getting like 4-star meals for breakfast and lunch every day, it's pretty awesome.
It must be nice.
Must be nice. Listen,
that was good. A lot of fun calls tonight. I'm glad we did this because we got to talk to Merced, which we don't get to often. It was good. We really appreciate all the phone calls tonight. A lot of fun. A lot to talk about. We've got to come away with the points. This has been fantastic. It's been a good week for NYCFC on good and bad, like Merced talked about earlier in the show. It's go time, man. 7 games left in the season. We can. Do you think this team has what it takes to finish in first in the East?
I think they're going to need a little bit of luck. I also think they're going to need Atlanta and Philly to slip up just a little bit. Just give us enough of a window to crawl through and get there. I think getting a home game is super important. I think home field advantage for us, I think, holds a little bit more water than for some other places, just in terms of the way we play and the size of the field and whatnot. So, do we have the ability? Absolutely. Will it happen? I don't know. I think you got 3 teams that are bunched up at the top that if any one of them finished first place, you wouldn't really have an issue with. I think they've all earned that right at this point. I mean, we do have the most points per game at 1.85 versus Philly's 1.76 and Atlanta's 1.71. So again, if it plays out this way the rest of the season, we should, theoretically get up there. But who knows at this point? I think the true test is these weeks where you have 3 games in a short span of time, and roster rotation becomes a big question. Do you rotate and hope for the best, or
Gomez says no?
Gomez says no. Gomez says I'm going to play the best guys. And listen, I to an extent I understand and I believe that that's a good thing in a way, because you really can't worry about winning the following game if you don't worry about the one that's in front of you, day of. And I think if you're worried about trying to sew up first place, which would be fantastic, I don't think you have the luxury of looking far ahead. I think it's too close together, and I think you have to go on a game-by-game basis. And I just worry that if you do that and it comes down to the end of the season where, listen, we have a big game against Atlanta that could have huge implications, and a huge game against Philly that can have huge implications.
Decision day for Philly.
Yeah, so luckily, I think looking at the schedule, it looks like after the last game of the season, there's a little bit of a break before the playoffs start, if I'm not mistaken. There's a week off or something like that. So I don't know if that break will help or hurt, but we'll see what happens. It's a really trying time of year. I will say I am happy with the team's month of August. I think that they played exceptionally well. Outside the norm that was becoming,
7 games,
last 2 seasons. Yeah, I think they played exceptionally well. Room for improvement, absolutely, but I think they held their own, did their thing on the road, and were able to sew things up at home. So I am really looking forward to this next week.
4 out of 6 games at home.
Yeah,
this month.
That's big. That's big.
So you got to take advantage. Like you said, big game against Atlanta there, but at home. And then Philly away on decision day on October 6th. So we're here. I mean, we're down to the wire. What's really interesting is that the Western Conference, I mean, behind, you basically got LAFC and a whole bunch of other people trying to get into second place, because there is just a 6-point gap between 2nd and 8th place.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Holy cow. That is tight. That's tight. So the Western Conference we have no idea how the hell that's going to finish up. It's anybody's at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and listen, don't sleep on the Western Conference playoffs, because LA is as good as obviously they've been and we've seen, but with the single elimination format, all it takes is a all it takes is a bad half or a bad 15, 20 minutes, and you could lose it all. So
Yep.
it's going to be fun to watch. I personally like when all the teams are that close together. I think it just makes it just makes the fight at the end of the season so much better. If there's one thing I hate about European soccer, and as much as I love it, I think a lot of the leagues are like, 2 or 3 teams at the top constantly, and everybody else is pretty much fighting for scraps. Where you can feel like the season's over, halfway through, sometimes. And here, it's definitely not the case.
Nope, definitely not. So gonna be fun. We're in the home stretch here. Really appreciate you guys spending time with us. I know it's Tuesday night, so it's a different night. If you're watching on the live feed, if you're listening on the pod, it's going to be Wednesday. So thanks so much for joining us. Thanks to all of our callers. Thank you for all the comments on Facebook. Make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Facebook, no matter where you're checking in on us, just to let us know how we're doing, what you like, what you don't. Really appreciate you spending all your time. We'll be back here Monday night for episode number 169. Covering whatever happens on Saturday against New England, and then the one after that, we'll have a couple of matches to go over. So it's going to be busy for us in the next coming weeks, but we will try to do as best we can. Anything else, dude?
That's it.
Well, listen, guys, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we're at Dudes in Blue. Make sure to give us the follow. Thanks again to all the callers. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay blue.
Stay blue.